Ooh, ladies and gentlemen of the Rude Nation, it is your boys back again one more time for episode 180, 20 away from 200. Okay, relax. It is, as of recording, March 3rd, 2025. We've got a big, beautiful day of content ahead of us right now. I said March 8th. Did I say 10th?
You said March 3rd.
No way to know. You know what? Hang on. All right, I said March 3rd. Yes, I'm sorry.
Your apology is accepted.
I did say, okay, thank God. It is March 8th, 2025. We just recorded the RudeBoyz Top 10, all about Daredevil. We're going to be talking about Daredevil, the old hornhead himself. Again, this episode of the RudeBoyz hour plus. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. We got a Spider-Man reacts. We've got some video game talk, some movie talk, some news. But we have these... Oh, Tommy, who's in our mouth?
We got some homemade freezer door old fashions straight from Chris's hands.
Freezer door too. Also, yes, this is wild turkey.
You made them.
Wild turkey, turbinado syrup, and we used Angostura and orange bitters. I don't really fuck with that orange bitters too much, but let's clink it up. I love old fashions. I love old fashions.
Drinking it neat. Woo, baby.
Well, I'm assuming you're still consuming the same amount in your mouth, right?
It feels a little bit stronger because I don't have
warm.
I don't have a lot of the ice.
True.
To
it was chilled. It wasn't a chilled glass. It just, we did record the top 10 without sipping from it yet. But we are ready to sip our drinks. We're ready to get into this episode of the podcast network. The podcast. I'm just keep wanting to push the podcast network because Rude Nation. I just want to thank you up front right now after a sip of this delicious amber goodness. It's a good name for a porn star, Amber Goodness. That's like that's a Bond girl name, actually. I don't know. Just rambling Jones over here.
This guy has no desire to see James Bond, but he will reference James Bond and talk about it a lot.
I can know a lot of James Bond without seeing James Bond.
I think you need to watch a few.
Listen, I'll do it. I'm not going to do it by myself. I'll just put it that way.
I'm not saying you do it by yourself.
All right, get this.
I'll be
Tom, you know me. You know me. I go all in, bro. I go hard. Yeah. I go hard in the paint. We're gonna watch them. We're gonna watch them all.
Okay, all 20.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you in 2027 when I finally start. Anyway, the RudeBoyz Podcast Network is brought to you is brought to you thanks to people like you, and by you I mean us. It's our fucking labor of love. We're doing it, but we love interacting with you, the Rude Nation, on our Discord, bit.ly/RudeBoyz Discord. If you guys could join into that, get in part of the conversation, talk about us, talk about our episodes. When we reach out for the RudeBoyz Top 10 or episode ideas, we'd love to get feedback from y'all. We're also on Twitch, twitch.tv/RudeBoyz469. As I said, big content day. We're going to be streaming Split Fiction, the newest game from Hazelight Studios. It's the team that did A Way Out and It Takes Two and that Tale of Two Brothers game. It's the same team that did all that stuff. A lot of co-op goodness. So it's going to be a lot of us screaming at each other, I'm sure.
27 Bond movies, by the way.
27 Bond movies? Okay. Twitch.tv/RudeBoyz469. Anything you miss on our Twitch, you can find on our YouTube.
We have YouTube?
We do, Tommy. Trying to bring that back. YouTube.com/@RudeBoyz469. That's where you find our archives for our Twitch streams, and that's where our podcast is as well, because our podcast is available on any place you can get podcasts. Apple Podcast, YouTube, but our home away from home, our Hell's Kitchen, if you will. This isn't a really Daredevil specific episode, but there's going to be a lot of Daredevil talk on here. RudeBoyz.podbean.com.
Flick the hell out of that bean.
Hey! I meant the laughing, but that's still good.
That's still good.
All right, so we did the intro. We did all the fun stuff. Oh, and also rate and review us on your podcast apps of choice. Send us a DM of you doing so. We'll give you a special shout out. That's it. That's all I got to say about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's jump into blitzkrieg real quick. We got a few things. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy is going to get the fuck out of Lucasfilm.
Well, she's retiring. So,
right. Yeah. Well, get the fuck out.
Okay.
Apparently, Dave Filoni will be taking over.
Is that...
That is... Yeah, I was seeing that popping up. Which, again, I'm fine with. He's done some good stuff. That Dave Filoni, who's not a phony.
He has... I don't know if he's got the business acumen to run an entire... company, so to speak. I think a lot of
Kathleen Kennedy.
I think a lot of Kathleen Kennedy's stuff is that she, once Marvel was cooking, and Disney was like, "All right, Star Wars, let's go."
Right.
I think she was like, "Oh, what about this?" Like, she threw a lot of stuff to the wolves.
She got overwhelmed.
I think got overwhelmed. I think, and listen, anybody could get
product.
I'm not making excuses, but I'm saying is like, why did this person fail? Like, we're just trying to kind of point to that, or why is she? Well, I can tell you why the internet doesn't like her, but
we don't like her because she put out shitty content.
Well, okay, yeah, she signed off on shitty content. I mean, a lot of that is the writers, a lot of that is the idea. Like, don't get me wrong, like under Kathleen Kennedy was also Mandalorian and Andor season 1 and
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni wasn't. Dave Filoni was not. He was involved. Yes. Hey, you know what? Also, Jon Favreau wrote Book of Boba Fett. So does anybody want to come to him and be like, "Well,
I like Book of Boba Fett."
You do not.
I do. You did. Right, you're gonna tell me what I like.
You didn't like it originally, though.
Huh?
You thought it was like you were like.
I mean, yes. Is it a Mandalorian 2.5? Yes.
It became a Mandalorian 2.5. Thankfully,
honestly, I didn't mind it.
Okay.
I did not mind it from the jump.
Okay. There's a lot of things that happen in the Star Wars post-Disney buyout that we're just not really...
Right.
We all have issues with. Do I personally blame Kathleen Kennedy? I could. I think a lot of that, though, is a lot of corporate pressure. You blame Lucas for being like, "Peace, bitch."
Yeah.
But a lot of that is corporate pressure. A lot of that is them trying to chase. A lot of them is trying to be like, "Oh, let me have 3 different directors do 3 different but connected Star Wars movies." Like, dude, you're out of your mind.
Could have done it.
You could have if somebody was actually to be like, "Listen, Kevin Feige can do it," but like, or did. Again, we don't have to get into that because these weren't like part 1, part 2, part 3. They were all interconnected. They can all live and move within their own stuff, but you can't just have a movie end and then, as divisive as Last Jedi was, and as as good as some parts were and some bad some parts were, you get whiplash from being like, oh, Luke's a chump and there's a fucking casino planet and like just all this weird stuff, and then it's like, okay, cool, we're gonna make Kylo Ren the big bad, sweet. Oh, but then somehow Palpatine returned. Like, what the fuck? You're right. You need a steward for that stuff. Honestly, what I have heard, it should be a Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni duo that doesn't. I guess similar to what they're doing over in DC, where James Gunn is kind of more of the creative head, and his buddy Paul Sava. Wow, I don't fucking know the guy's name. The other guy. He's more of the business guy.
DC's gonna fail anyway.
Wow. All right. Cool. Listen, rising tide lifts all ships. So if DC brings it, Marvel's gonna have to bring it.
Rising tide also lifts all shits.
This shit sinks though, unless you have a lot of fiber in your diet, which is possible.
So,
all right. Too much fiber is not good though. So, how did we get to this? How did we
nothing
get to this?
is too much of everything could be bad.
Why do you want Superman? How did we get from Star Wars to Superman? Why do you want Superman to fail?
You brought up James Gunn.
And you just have a vendetta. But what I'm trying to say is you have these 2 people playing for their strengths. Maybe Dave Filoni could do more of the creative side and Jon Favreau could do more of the business end side. I think that would probably work out.
Okay.
That's it. But yeah, there's a lot of things that went wrong in Star Wars that we'd have to talk about. We did talk about this in our Discord, bit.ly/RudeBoyz Discord, as far as talking about maybe doing a future Rude Boy rank up on Disney Plus Star Wars shows.
Or we could do an episode of what we did with Sony, how to save the Star Wars universe.
Honestly, I mean, all I could say is just make better Star Wars things, like, you know, because they exist. They exist, you know. At least with Sony, you kind of knew what you were dealing with.
Right? Yeah.
Like Sony, you're like, I have characters I can use.
Right.
Star Wars is just like, tell a good story in Star Wars universe.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Rogue One was cool because it was a Star Wars thing. You know,
exactly, yeah.
Skeleton Crew was fucking Goonies in space, from what I understand. I never saw Goonies, but like, you know, like a whimsical kid adventure that didn't have to really deal with Jedi and shit. You know,
Goonies is overrated.
I have no.
If you're ever interested, I'll bring it by. And
Zero interest.
Good.
What else we got time?
John Berthnell, involved with the Punisher special on Disney Plus. He will be co-writing.
He will be the Punisher. But yeah, so John Berthnell is coming back. If it wasn't seen or it's not a spoiler. He was pretty much announced.
He's in one of the trailers.
He's in the trailers. I think this is a good idea. We were talking about this as far as the output that Marvel has done. You never need a show starring the Punisher.
Correct.
He can be a side character, or it can be a one-off. It can be
Correct.
like one of these special events, special features that they
Yep.
do. I'm cool with that.
I agree.
And I think the way that they're treating Born Again, that also you can't really, you gotta go all in for a Punisher thing. I'm sorry, like you gotta make it black and white and do like a Schindler's List sort of thing with the red. Yeah, not like that. I'm sorry, artistically.
Never seen
the
it.
movie. Oh, okay, well, apparently it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schindler's List fucked me up.
So did you see it or did you not see
I
it?
watched part of it. I never actually watched it all.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's just too depressing.
I mean, yeah.
No, I mean, like, I try to bring happiness into my life.
Okay.
Like doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, fuck Rob Liefeld and fuck Bo DiMaggio. They both fucking were on. I saw they were both on Twitter and they were both fucking yapping and ripping into like Marvel. Rob Liefeld still has a vendetta because he wasn't invited to the Deadpool after party. Bo DiMaggio, we know he's a fucking clown.
So you have a problem with people getting butthurt about people that wronged them in the past?
Yeah, but Bo DiMaggio has wronged people.
Allegedly, everything was alleged. We don't know 100% about anything that happened.
That dude just looks like a piece of shit.
Wow. Okay. So
Rob,
you're being judgmental based on a person's image.
Rob Life.
How about the content he creates?
Okay.
You're wearing an X-Men 97 shirt.
I am.
All right.
I like the X-Men. I don't like him.
Okay.
There's a fucking difference.
Okay. So you can separate the art from the artist.
Sometimes.
When it's convenient for me right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And Rob Liefeld's always just been such a fucking blowhard.
I mean, honestly, ever since he'd be like, I created Daredevil. Wow, I created Deadpool,
yeah.
And it's like you drew him, and like Fabian, he was the writer, right, at the time, and also this Deadpool isn't anything like the Deadpool you guys dealt with.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah. And how he's
not me. I did that.
He flat out goes. He's like, I'm a much better drawer than Todd McFarlane and Jim Lee. And I'm like,
wow, he's feuding with them too now.
He's made like passing comments, like he has said he could draw a better Wolverine than Jim Lee. And I'm like, are you like?
He's high on his own supply.
He really is.
He's high on his own supply, man. He's his number one fan.
He really is. But yeah, that's all I gotta say is fuck them.
Okay.
Fuck them two guys.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
And you want to say you brought happiness in your life?
Yeah. Okay. And sometimes saying fuck to certain people
that makes you happy?
Brings me happiness, guy.
Okay. That's clarification, thank you. Just helps me understand. Helps me understand. That's it.
I'm a hypocrite, right?
Yeah, I've realized.
What have you been up to?
Well, I'm still on furlough. Still got another week coming up.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get better at video games.
Trying to get better at playing them?
At finishing them as well. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I played that. I did stream it a little bit on our Twitch, and it's on our YouTube. This was a very fun game. It took me a little bit to kind of understand what kind of game this is. It's a first-person action-adventure game, which you would be like, why? It's done by Machine Head Games. Okay. They've done the Wolfenstein games, so they already know the best way to kill a Nazi is, guns and beating them up and pushing them off ledges and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. But this game was a lot of fun. This game is not... I will not call this game perfect, but it was a whole hell of a lot of fun. Like, it is a little glitchy. It is a little like, oh, should that have happened that way? No. Right. I don't know. It's not, like, perfect. It's not like the stealth is a little loosey-goosey, which is perfectly fine, because at some points you don't want to be, like... A game like this shouldn't be full-on stealth. You should be able to be like, oh, I'm going to, hunch over there and, they won't see me, or I'll just duck and then they won't see me.
Stealth are for chumps.
No, I get that. Unless I'm playing like a Metal Gear or a Splinter Cell, then like, okay, I'm in to play stealth. Or even like Batman. Like Batman, like, all right, I want to be stealthy for a bit, and then it's time to fight some
goons. But then, you got Metal Gear and Splinter Cell, and you're like, I have a gun. Why do I have a gun if I have to be stealthy? No.
Just in case.
I don't give a shit. Right. Then also don't give me a fucking AK-47.
You don't have to use these things. You know that, right? That's the choice.
Oh, that's the choice you're just making. Like how I don't have to use the C4 that they give me.
Well, because you're a sociopath. That's why.
No, I like to make games fun.
I think games are fun, and this game is fun.
Play a Metal Gear game?
I'm sure I would. I would probably jump off a bridge watching you play a game like that.
We may have to do
because I've watched you play Batman sometimes, and I'm like, "What are you doing, Tom?"
We may have to do a streaming of me playing a Metal Gear game with you guiding me.
Might have got a Metal Gear Solid Delta coming out this year, so maybe that's a good game. That's gonna be tough for you. I don't know. It's not as rigid. You need a rigid Metal Gear.
Listen, you little waterhead. It's gonna be a little rough.
You need a rigid because that game's got like camo system and this and that. Like, I don't know about this one. But anyway, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a fun game.
Nice.
What helped me understand it was how it emulates the Indiana Jones style, which helped because we did rewatch Raiders of the Lost Ark recently as well, which we'll talk about later down the road.
Yeah.
The combat in this game is so very stage combat. Like, it is very much like, wait for the guy to punch, duck, punch, like, grab a chair and smash it over him, and grab the whip and scare the dog. Like, it's so, like, it's so very... Silly. Yeah. It's not like, it's not overly silly, but it's silly. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's fine. I like that stuff, you know what I mean? There's even, like, a perk where... If you fall in battle, you can try to get your hat, and when you get your hat, you get like a whole little cutscene where he puts the hat back on, and gets right back to it, and it's like it's so stupid,
so
but it's
Indiana
so
Jones.
fun. It's so Indiana Jones, exactly.
Yeah.
Troy Baker does an amazing job
Nice.
at portraying a young Harrison Ford. Thank you again for helping to announce the Rudies, Mr. Baker. I think you did a great job. You sounded a little nasally at the time when you were trying to portray me, but I mean, whatever. Just I'll give you notes for the next year. But this was a lot of fun. This kind of got me back into the idea of Indiana Jones. Again, Indiana Jones, I would have put up there with James Bond. I'm like, yeah. Are you a fan? Like, I enjoy it. But I'm excited. I wanna get all in. Like I said, I'm all in.
Nice.
All in, Tommy. You want to just keep going, or do you want to bounce off?
I mean, we could bounce off.
How do we do this again? It's almost 200 episodes.
Huh? I don't
what have
know,
you
man.
been playing? You played a little game called Blade Chimera, which really should have been a game club because you loved it too.
I played it after you finished it.
Yeah, so you loved it as well.
Oh yeah, I fucking devoured that game.
Nice.
Like, it's just the music, the style, like, was just the story. Like, holy shit!
Very well done.
That story just like went places. I was like, what the fuck? That last boss battle was such a pain in the ass. Beautifully done. I would love more of this.
Yes. Well, the company that puts this out apparently has some very good games with very good pixel art. But obviously this is their newest one and the best one. Yeah. So.
But it's like, if we're not going to get more Castlevania, give me more of this. Like,
yeah, I mean, listen, Metroidvanias are a thing that's out there.
Yeah.
And I've dabbled You know, like you had the Bloodstained and obviously Metroid games and the Ori games. Hollow Knight never really hit for me. I don't know. It just felt a little too slow. Prince of Persia was good. You might want to borrow that. Did you try that out at all, Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown? The one that came out last year. It's like a Metroidvania style.
Yeah, I remember you saying that there were like dead part, like I guess maybe they did an update. Like I remember when you were first playing it, like. You said there were definitely there were definitely issues within the game. Like,
you know what? I will say this: if it's ever cheap on like Steam or a PlayStation or something like that, maybe pick it up from that point.
Or I just borrow it from you.
Well, you could do it there, but I think I would have liked that game better if it ran a little better, and I don't think Switch was really the place for that. Technically speaking, I've heard it plays fine on Switch, but like the issues I ran into, are probably Switch exclusive. But what are you gonna do? The system's 8 years old now. But a game that you are starting, did you start SteamWorld Dig 2 as well?
I finished SteamWorld Dig.
Right.
Which again, I could just sit there and
we love some SteamWorld Dig.
Yeah, I did start SteamWorld Dig 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on that?
I like it.
Okay.
Again, I mean there are parts I could just dig.
Yeah.
It's definitely more puzzly.
Yeah.
Than the first one.
They definitely made it bigger.
Yeah, like right now I'm up to the part where like my pickaxe can set things on fire.
Okay.
So I'm like looking for these like 3 braziers to open up like
good
a
use
lower
of
level.
Brazier and not like torch or something like that. That's really good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Because like I was like trying to think, I'm like, oh, it's with the torches and you
yeah.
said brazier. I'm like, holy shit, that's good.
That's what the little fucking. That's what Fenn keeps telling me what they're called.
Oh,
the little like spark dude that's in me.
Navi, yeah.
It's good. Graphically, it's very very pretty.
Yeah.
I love all like the different updates. Like I was seeing, like apparently there's like a hoverboard you can get.
There's items you can get. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, no, because I was doing a walkthrough and I saw, like, because I'm trying to find this third one,
right?
And I just don't know where it is, and I was just starting to get droopy eyed. And then you also let me borrow Mario RPG, which I'll be jumping on soon.
Nice.
So, but yeah, SteamWorld Dig, very fun game.
Yeah,
I definitely like it.
Definitely like it.
Very wordy though, like you said.
SteamWorld, they definitely were like, let's
expand the story.
Take this seed of SteamWorld Dig and grow it.
Yeah.
And it increases the story and the dialogue, obviously, the traversal, the puzzles, the items, the upgrade system. Like not only upgrades, then you get perks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they definitely kind of blew it up. And I would tell you, I was like, times I'm like playing this game, I'm like, I just want to like go down and get gems. Like that's all I want to do for a minute. You know, I've had some drinks. I'm like, I just want to shut my brain off.
Yeah.
And then sometimes that game wouldn't hit, but it's still very good.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the SteamWorld games are on sale again. They're like always on sale.
Yeah, that's how cool. I picked them up.
They're on sale again now.
Yeah, they were like $2 each when I got them.
I remember playing Heist, and I really liked Heist.
Yeah, that was like didn't click for me.
I can definitely. It wouldn't have clicked for me, except I was like all in for SteamWorld Dig, so I was like, oh, I want to try this out too, and I was like, all right. Took a little bit. SteamWorld Heist is coming out physical, so I put the order for that.
No,
I know, yeah.
Oh,
I know, right? Shock, big shock.
You did this?
But I have SteamWorld Quest that I think I bought for like $2.
Okay,
that's like the card-based RPG.
Okay,
which I'm like, I've spent more on worse. So we'll give that a shot. But yeah, I love me some SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld stuff.
That's all I've been playing. What else?
Well, another indie darling that was sweeping the nation last year came out to Xbox Game Pass. I'm talking about Balatro. So Balatro is this card.
It came out last
year, 2024.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of people starting to play it like beginning of this year.
Maybe because it came out to Game Pass, or maybe because of the buzz. Buzz. Balatro is... It's like roguelike poker.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that. Because I get to a point, Tom, especially with roguelikes. Let's take Hades. Hades was our game of the year it came out. there is always going to be a certain level of progression even after you die. Like, you can have a great run, die, come back and have upgraded health or stats or whatever, this or that. I don't get that with Balatro. And maybe I'm not giving it a chance or stuff like that, because it seems like the only things you unlock more Jokers, but you still have to get the Jokers. And you can unlock different decks, but that deck only affects your one run.
Right.
So, like, I don't really know where the incentive for me
to
continue, because if I'm starting a run and I'm like, oh, these Jokers are good for, you know, one card I like, which Raven was telling me about in the Twitch chat. You can play a straight only using 4 cards. So instead of having that 5th card, you know, higher or lower, you could just play the 4. Great. Oh, I have another Joker that will help that. Oh, if a straight is played, you get X amount of multi-points. So I'm like, okay, cool. And at a certain point, it's like, you can only play one hand, and it has to be 11,000 points. And I'm like, how the fuck do you want me to do that? You know what I mean? Like, and you can discard your cards and try to get more cards. Like, you need like a fucking killer hand to do that. But, like, how do you beat that boss again? You know what I'm saying? If your deck resets every run, from what I understand. Again, maybe I'm missing something, but you get a 52 a deck of 52 every time. You know, you can upgrade some of your hands, if you get a pair, it's 20 points instead of 10 points, or you know, but that comes with the run. If those always stacked, then I'm like, all right, like, it makes sense why I'm improving, or not necessarily improving, but just like getting better in a way. And yeah, I just kept hitting a certain wall, and I'm like, I'm not.
I've watched you play this. I watched Raven play this, and I watched my brother play this. Nah.
Yeah, no. Thank God it came to Game Pass, so I can now understand what that is. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not really for me.
No, and look, that's fine if it's not. You know, not every game is for us.
Absolutely, yes. Our time is important, and we need to protect that. So that was what I've been playing as far as Balatro wise. 1 second.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about a little game that came out, a little indie game that was sweeping the nation in 2022. Thank you. Needed a release date. It's called Immortality.
Yeah, this game's bonkers looking.
This game, I wanted to play on Xbox Game Pass. It came out on Xbox Game Pass originally when it came out, but you needed an Xbox Series X. Okay. And I didn't have that at the time, so I'm like,
gotcha.
So it's always been on my radar. This is developed by Sam Barlow. Sam Barlow is the writer for Silent Hill Shattered Dimensions, which I love. Did Her Story, did Telling Lies. Those other 2 games kind of deal with more of like the full motion video stuff. Like, instead of like graphics, they use videos of people. Okay?
Kind of like Night Trap.
Kind of like Night Trap, yes. Fine. Yes. You know what? Another step with Night Trap, you're using all that full motion video, and you have an interface that you're controlling the story. Yeah. Okay? So in Her Story, what the thing was, it was, you would have all these, like, it was like almost like a police interview. Okay. And you'd have all these, like, CCTV clips, and you would hear her give a part of a story, and you can word search anything, and it would show you more clips. Okay. So you're basically kind of like, you're putting a puzzle together, you know, but instead of randomly taking puzzle pieces, you're like, all right, give me another red piece. All right, this goes here. And, you know, you're kind of doing it without knowing the full picture. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, fuck me.
So Immortality is available free through Netflix, on your phone or on your iPad or tablet or whatever. I was recommended to play it with a controller, and thank God I did. Because the way that Immortality works is that the premise is this actress, Marissa Marcel, was going to be like the next big thing in like the late 60s. She was in a movie that was like a religious timepiece movie, didn't get released. She went to like a murdery early 70s art movie, wasn't released.
Okay.
Disappeared for a bit, was going to come back to like another like a 90s noir style movie,
wasn't released.
Also wasn't released. What happened with Marissa Marcel?
She sounds like the problem.
Well, I don't want to. She's obviously the link between all three movies. So you get a clip of a movie, you watch it, and you can use your cursor to click a thing in. You can click like one of the slates,
right?
And then it shows you another slate. You can click an actor. It brings you to that actor. Like but it's a little random, but it's your job to kind of like understand what's happening.
What the fuck's going on?
Yes, correct. In addition, when there's something notable, and I don't want to spoil this really for anybody, if you have access to play it, I would say give it a shot. If this sounds at least interesting, check it out. Your controller will vibrate when something's amiss.
Okay.
And you can use your control stick to, fast forward or rewind. And when you rewind, you might see something a little different or something, and that leads to like this overall narrative. Like in your mind, you have 3 movies you're trying to piece together. In addition to like, all right, what's like the interactions between like, all right, this guy was the director of photography in this movie, and now he's the director in this movie, and maybe they have some sort of relation now, and now he's directing her comeback. So like, what happened in those years and after? Like, you're trying to like, it's very well done. And I think there's like this big Bible that this guy wrote where he's like, this is how the characters operate. And then it's like, all right, now let's make a movie out of this. Let's make a movie out of that. Like, it sounds bonkers. It's bonkers. It's scary. For me, like not jump scary, but very creepy at points.
Unsettling.
You're like, unsettling is like, I would get like goosebumps when the controller would vibrate because I'm like, oh no.
Oh no. I don't want to do this.
I did finish it. I want to go back and get all the clippies and stuff, all the trophies, and I would definitely want to check that out. But I mean, that's all I've been playing, man. I've been gushing about immortality.
You have.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna take a break for a real quick minute, and we're back, everybody. Thanks for joining us again on the RudeBoyz Power Plus episode 180. I'm sitting here. No, take it easy. I'm sitting here with Tom.
Yeah.
We've got some more beverages on the deck right now.
We got more refills.
And we're talking about what we've been watching.
Been up
now.
to.
Yeah. Oh, what we've been watching. We talked about our video games.
Yeah.
What have you been watching, Tommy?
Wow.
What have you been watching?
The way you consume video games, I consume
accurate.
Watchable media.
Watchable media. I really like that. Okay. Very corporate of you.
Yeah. I did a whole rewatch of Daredevil before Daredevil Born Again.
Definitely.
Holy shit. What a fucking ride.
I
didn't think I was going to make it, by the way.
No, I gave you this thing, like fandom does a thing where it's like, oh, if you want to binge watch, you watch 2 episodes a day this day, or 1 episode this day, and you're like, nope. You finish it up in like 48 hours.
Well, I mean, you went on vacation, so I was just like, I have nothing to fucking do. You
put it on and you
get
absorbed by some Daredevil stuff.
Yeah, throw it on while I'm, spending time with the lady and, just fucking good time, man.
So, obviously, it is still good, right?
Absolutely.
Right, that hasn't changed. Are there any other takeaways? Let's clink it up. Clink it up to Daredevil. Are there any other takeaways you got from this watch than previous takeaways? Like maybe different things now you see all 3 seasons?
I like Karen more than I did the first time.
Is your issue with Karen based off of the comics?
Oh, yeah.
Of her? Okay, so
totally.
This iteration of Karen, you're cooler on?
Yeah, and, and I think it also helps that Deborah Ann Wall is a giant fucking D&D nerd.
She really is, yeah.
Which is very, like, that whole interview with her and John Bartnell is great.
That's really funny, yeah. They were even asking, they were like, what sort of, what am I trying to say? Class would Karen be?
Right.
And
yeah.
you saw her light up like oh man, like she's starting to like
go through.
Yep.
John Bertnell is really good Punisher.
Oh yeah,
he's a really good Punisher.
Oh yeah,
and he's actually a really good person too.
He seems it.
Related to Kurt Angle.
Yes, he is.
Which I love. Charlie Cox, fantastic. I do like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin.
The memes.
But those are fucking fantastic.
Some guy just being like, this painting reminds me of my childhood.
I loved Michael Clark Duncan's version of him.
Well, we were talking about that when we were watching it on air, and maybe we did talk about that in our previously recorded reacts. But
it's like two different.
He was more of the like he was like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is.
He's a
businessman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Michael Clark Duncan, R.I.P. Like, was just like such a. I would have loved to have seen his Kingpin versus Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Like, I think that would have been wow.
Been, yes.
Yeah. The girl who plays Elektra, I didn't like her the first time because I was like, I don't know, but like this time I was
Jennifer
like,
Garner, right?
No,
I'm kidding.
No, Elodie. I can't remember her last name. No way
just
to know.
The fact that you got that far, Tom. I'll look it up. Go ahead.
Okay. But this time around, I was just like, God damn, no, she plays the part of Elektra really well. And
I thought so.
And even how they retconned her origin, though, too. How she wasn't straight up like the daughter of like a diplomat.
Yeah.
Like she was adopted by a diplomat and his wife because they couldn't have kids. Who, oh, by the way, Stick fucking set that up.
Elodie Young.
That's her name. She was also in I think the second G.I. Joe movie.
G.I. Joe Retaliation? Yeah. Jesus Christ, okay.
I only know that because Raven told me.
Oh, okay.
That's the only reason I know that.
Gotcha.
See, I listen, love.
Now this is going to be a test to see if she listens.
Yeah.
She's in D13?
Huh?
There's a movie that, like, I think I owned for a long time. District 13.
Oh. Like the one with the aliens?
No, that's District 9.
Oh.
It's like a weird foreign language parkour movie.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think she was in the sequel, actually, now that I'm looking at it.
There's like, what, 4 of them?
Only know of 2.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
know. Just based off of... I didn't know there was a second one.
Gotcha. But yeah, by the way, I thought the actor who plays Stick, I thought it was Lance Hendrickson the first time I watched it on Netflix back in the day. It's totally not fucking Lance Hendrickson.
Right. It's not. It never has been.
The way that guy talks, it sounds like if you closed your eyes, you'd be like, yep, that's Lance Hendrickson.
You know, if you close your eyes, you'd be like, oh, I guess this is what Stick feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
So, any other takeaways you got from...
I'll rewatch it again.
Sure, of course. Why not, you know?
Really fucking good. Like...
Yeah.
I would recommend this for your girlfriend to watch over The Substance.
Listen, I agree. I thought... When the Netflix shows were coming out, Daredevil Season 1 came out, I was like, that was an amazing superhero TV show. When Jessica Jones came out, I'm like, that was an amazing TV show.
Yeah.
Like, I would tell anybody who was on the fence to be like, oh, superheroes, I don't want to watch that. She barely does anything superhero-y. You know, she lifts a car or something, like, that's it. You know, like, that was fucking good. David Tennant is Purple Man, too. Like, Christ almighty. They went, yeah.
I watched for the first time Stand By Me.
Right, yes. So, why did you decide to watch Stand By Me, Tom?
Well, one, there was a list that was brought up, and it's a movie that's always been on my radar. Like, alright, so, I've always seen like parts of it.
Okay.
You know, because it was one of those ones that used to play on like Saturday afternoons. So like, and then I was just like, let me see if it's streaming anywhere. Sure shit, it was streaming on Netflix.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think if I did see that as a kid, it would have hit different. But as someone who holds friendships in high regard, it hit. I got teary eye.
Okay.
At points in this movie.
Good movie.
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland's such an asshole in it.
Never saw Stand By Me.
No?
No.
I thought you did. I thought you said you did. Nope. Oh, the way you've mocked me.
No, it wasn't mocking. First off, you're really painting me in a poor light. But the fact that it was Stephen King adjacent, that was why I was like, you never saw that?
I see the way you were always wording it. It always seemed like you saw it.
No, never have.
You
could default to if I've seen a thing. I never have. You could always default.
Chris, I think it's a movie we should watch. I think you would enjoy it.
I have no interest in seeing it.
Okay. Let me put it this way. Better than fucking Goonies.
Okay.
I also watched A Real Pain. That was with Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin.
Oh, okay. Was this one that Kieran Culkin was winning on? Oh, okay. Cool.
Really good. I don't know.
What's the premise? I have no idea what the premise is.
So they're two cousins.
Okay.
Who go to visit their grandmother's childhood home in Poland. While also doing a Holocaust remembrance tour.
Okay.
Then you also find out that Kieran Culkin had a mental breakdown, and they've grown apart. Like they used to be like really tight when they were kids. But as they got older, they grew apart. Jesse Eisenberg has a family. He has a son. He has a wife. Really good heartfelt movie.
Right.
I I definitely recommend it.
Okay.
It doesn't go too. It doesn't get too depressing, but there are parts where you're like, oh man, I feel sad.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely recommend it. I would definitely watch it. I also watched The Wild Robot. This was fucking adorable. Okay, great. This is on Prime, I think? Peacock. Okay. Lupita Nyong, who played Nakia in Black Panther. Yep. She, come on, fact check me. Okay.
At this point, I can't give any pronunciation I know of right now, so I'm not going to try to give you a pronunciation I don't know of. Why are you going to flip me off?
Of course I can. Alright. I don't want to talk too much about it because I know
it is on my. That's on my radar.
I know that's
animated
on your radar.
Flicks are on my radar. That and Flow.
Yeah, I'm definitely. That
and Flow.
Hustle and Flow.
3-6 Mafia won a Academy Award off of that movie. Hustle and Flow. For the record, also happy belated 3-6 Mafia Day. Because it's 3/8, so that was 2 days ago. 3/6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you would watch. I think we should watch Iron Giant. If I watch Stand By Me, you should watch Iron Giant. Oh, we can have a big old cry fest.
I've never had anything.
Which is fine, everybody.
Real men cry.
Yeah.
Except for Chris.
I cry plenty.
Emotional robot. You didn't even cry during Endgame.
Oh, because is that the benchmark?
That's the benchmark.
All right, maybe I'm just more emotionally adjusted than you. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
It's a good moment. I'm not gonna lie with that.
We're good friends.
Great friends. We're gonna make each other cry. We're gonna break each other's spirits.
No, it's not that like I've ever been like, oh fuck Iron Giant. I just never
saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Same thing with me with Goonies. Like it just never happened.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't want to say too much about Wild Robot because I know it's on your radar.
Yes.
Also watched Nosferatu. This I really enjoyed the fuck out of.
Now, was it? How do I put this? Was it better than the movie before it, Nosferatu 1?
No. Yeah, exactly.
Tom, I'll lean into it. You don't have to help me lean into it. I got this. It's a joke about numbers.
Yeah. It's not funny.
It's a statement about numbers.
Very good. I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie.
Now, I know you were a little hurt about not seeing it in theaters.
Yeah, just never got around to it.
Do you think you would have enjoyed it more in theaters?
I think so. No, I think... No? Okay. It's just... It's one of those movies... You didn't need to see it in theaters. It was fine watching it.
Gotcha.
Like, the way I watched it.
Gotcha. Okay. Nice.
Bill Skarsgård was good.
Sure.
Johnny Depp's daughter was great.
Her name is Lily Depp.
Huh?
Her name is Lily Depp.
Lily Rose Depp.
All right. I'm not that... You know, I don't know her middle name, Tom. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
And Lex Luthor. Not Gene Hackman. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Gene Hackman. Rest in power, Gene Hackman.
Yes, rest in power.
Gene Hackman. Rest in power, George Lowe, too, by the way. Yes. Voice of Space Ghost.
Which?
Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor? Oh, Brandon Ruth. Oh, Nicholas
Holt.
Brandon Ruth.
Brandon Routh was Superman.
Oh, wow. Nicholas Holt.
But yeah, you wouldn't like it.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Actually, you might. Your girlfriend wouldn't.
Why don't you think I would like Nosferatu? Oh, fun fact about that, because we were talking about this.
It is very slow.
So, my girlfriend and I were on vacation.
I'll watch the fuck out of it again.
If it's going to be slow, I'm going to get put to sleep.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh. My girlfriend and I were on vacation. We noticed that Nosferatu was on Peacock, and she was like, oh, I'm interested in that. And I'm like, okay, because if it's anything I know off of the first Nosferatu, which I've never seen either, the original, the first vampire movie, there's a certain amount of, maybe she just appreciates that. Maybe she thinks it might not be scary because it's more of a...
This was
a thing, right? Like it's elevated to be like there's no scare, jump scares, or that shit. You know what I mean? Like she likes good movies. Yeah. If they have creepy elements, she's fine with that. So maybe that's what I thought she was saying. So I'm like, you were asking about the Peacock account, so I'm like, because we share shit.
Because we're friends.
Come at us. Who's running Peacock? Who's running NBC now?
WWE.
No, they're not. I don't know, General Motors. Though, starting getting a 30 Rock. Pretty funny show.
Couldn't get into it.
That's also understandable.
Yeah.
I think because...
I tried a lot.
Because now, watching it now, after Alec Baldwin killed a person, and Tracy Jones... Tracy Morgan. Character is Tracy Jones. Tracy Morgan got into that terrible car accident, almost died. Why is Tina Fey even acting? You're like... Wow, what a time to be alive.
So it was like...
They would just make shows for everybody.
Yeah, like, I remember we'll get back to your story in a moment.
Only because I would lose track.
Yeah. So I remember back in the day, because now it's, on Comedy Central, they will play the fuck out of Parks and Rec and The Office.
Yeah, sure.
Now, back in the day, they used to play the fuck out of Scrubs. And 30 Rock.
Yeah.
And I would watch... I
always caught Scrubs, hence my, I'm over Scrubs.
See, and that's how I felt... That's how I feel with 30 Rock.
Right. I did have a sex dream with Carla once.
Carla, not Elliot.
Yeah, no. Very, very, okay, this is what I'm into, apparently.
Both,
apparently that's what my subconscious is telling me.
Both fucking very attractive.
Oh, absolutely, women. Yes. Absolutely. But again, yeah. I'm not a fan of Scrubs, and that happens still. Yeah. I'm like, oh, all right.
Scrubs is fun. Mine is the last season. Scrubs is good.
You could say that about a lot of shows.
Yeah, true. Anyway, Nosferatu, back to you.
So you were asking, you would ended up watching Nosferatu. And I think maybe we were talking about it or something like that. Or maybe I asked if it was scary or whatever. And then I tell my girlfriend that Tom watched it and da 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 da. She thought it was about Nostradamus because she got the names mixed up or something like that. So I was like, oh no. So I can only imagine sitting and watching that movie and for her waiting for some sort of Nostradamus thing to happen.
I wish you didn't correct her.
No, come on. If there's one thing about me is I'm a good boy, and that even means I can't keep a joke because I will be like, oh, what are you talking about? Now, it's not the right movie.
Now, me on the
Oh, yeah, of course. You'd be just like...
totally.
You're going to be like, let's see how this plays out.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm an asshole.
Bold strategy.
No, but seriously, if you are interested in watching Nosferatu, we'll watch it.
All right, well, add it to the list.
Yeah. You'll be like, yeah, let's watch it. Yeah, no longer on Peacock.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But Tom, you got bit by the award season bug, Tom.
I did.
A lot of these
which, by the way, fuck the Academy.
Why?
So when they were doing their in memoriam, they left out Tony Todd.
Okay.
And they left out Michelle Trachtenberg. Now, I think it's because Tony Todd might not have actually been in the Academy.
I think that's a lot of it, too.
Michelle Trachtenberg was more like TV. So, but still, like, I don't know. Life is life. That's just me.
No, listen. Life is life. R.I.P. Well, Tony Todd was done already. Michelle Trachtenberg. That was a fucking... Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Pete and Pete was fucking seminal growing up for me. So I'm like,
I mean, it's Buffy for me.
Right, yeah.
Seminal.
Substance, you also watched.
Yeah. Substance was... If you're into body horror...
Yeah.
I liked it.
Should it have gotten the buzz that it got, or? Well,
Demi Moore did.
That's okay.
Demi Moore deserved the buzz.
Exactly what I was about to say. Okay.
Should it have been in Best Picture? No.
Okay. Didn't really get in Best Picture because of it's all political.
Yeah.
That fucking Amelia Perez movie. Let me tell you, that should never have gotten. That should have been fucking whatever the fucking Russo brothers movie is happening right now.
Yeah.
That fucking Amelia Perez movie probably should have been that. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for representation. But that movie tried to get into it, and it's just like, what is even happening?
You were saying that. I am curious about
before the jokes, even before all the jokey things everybody jokes about now about that movie. I'm like, what is going on here?
I'm interested in seeing the movie that one, Honora.
Yeah, same.
Mainly because I'm happy that it was an independent film. That one. Like, I think they said it only cost like $4 million to make.
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean it's an independent movie.
Well, no, it's classified as independent.
Oh, okay.
Because
it's not a Warner Brothers, Sony, Universal.
Correct.
Fuck. Okay.
And they did everything on location too.
Oh, that's how to do movies. Well, yeah, but the Academy loves that shit, though. The Academy loves that shit. Yeah. They love like that. Remember that? What was that movie with the? Oh God! It was like A Boy's Life or something like that. It was like,
is that the one with Brie Larson where they were
stuck in a car or something?
No, in a basement.
No.
Yes, they were locked in a basement.
Oh, so yes, it is.
They were locked in a basement. They were like kidnapped. Oh, she gave birth to him. She got kidnapped or something.
Oh, maybe yes. Okay, so yeah. Okay.
And his whole, or actually that
I remember seeing him in a car.
Hold on. Or was that the? Oh, fuck. Because there's. Yes. No. I know the one you're talking about. There are several different ones.
We're putting a pin in this. This is going to be a future episode of RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus. Us poorly explaining movies that the other one has to guess.
I like it.
Yes, I like that. Okay. Do we have a podcast episode ideas? Thing?
No, we have a top 10. Well, why don't we do that after you talk what you've been watching?
Oh shit, you didn't really talk about Substance that much.
No, it was fine.
Fuck you. So
wasn't for me.
So we know right now. I'm putting this in the 2024 ideas list. Poorly explained movies. Perfect. Okay, just so we know, and I'll forget. But it's up in the recently opened. All right. Like I said, I was on vacation, so of course we're gonna sit around and watch movies because why would we do that? at home or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, the downtime, you know. We watched Woman of the Hour, which I believe is on Netflix now. It stars Anna Kendrick and Tony Hale's in the mix. It deals with the real-life serial killer whom was terrorizing states nationwide in the late 60s, early 70s, who showed up on the dating game once.
Yes.
And the main story, the Woman of the Hour, if you will, the Anna Kendrick, who Anna Kendrick directed this as well. So
yes,
which is funny because I always pick up on when people direct their own movies and then they're like, "Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so this," like to the main character, and I'm like, "All right, relax." Like you're so. What's up?
That was the name of the fucking movie.
What was the name of the movie?
Brie Larson. Room.
Oh yeah, shit. Is that the same movie though we're talking about?
No, it's not. The one you're
Is it like A Boy's Life or something?
Some shit like that.
Right, yeah. But they like dumb shit like that, you know? Whatever. Anyway, Woman of the Hour really follows Anna Kendrick's character as kind of like a down-on-her-luck actress who just manages to get a gig, air quotes, on the dating game. One of the contestants is a serial killer. They do a lot of flash forwarding and flashbacking to some of his other victims.
Okay.
And the actor that plays the serial killer is properly creepy. You know, like definitely like that late 70s, that late 60s, early 70s type. You know, like he'll just start taking pictures of her and like, "Oh, you're so pretty. Well, everyone competent." Like this shit wouldn't fly nowadays. I really hope it wouldn't. I really hope it wouldn't. But
who's
it was pretty good.
Say with the state of the country.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? We got daylight savings coming up. Daylight saving time coming up. This is going to be the only time in the next 4 years that we actually go forward. So anyway, watch Conclave.
I enjoyed that.
Conclave was good.
Was it?
Yes.
Nice.
Conclave. It's like an ensemble cast with Ralph Fiennes and Stanley Tucci and John Lithgow and some other actors and actresses I don't know about. Not Monica Bellucci. Isabella Rossellini. It's dealing with the cardinals coming together to try to vote a new pope. And there's some political intrigue going around. Like, not necessarily... Not political, but like, you know... Why does this one gotta win, and why does that one gotta win, and stuff like that. And it kind of was like, it was interesting, you know, from somebody who doesn't know shit about shit. Like, basically, Pope dies, they vote a new Pope, that's it.
Pope dies!
New Pope.
New Pope.
Pope dies, new Pope. That could have been a good title if it wasn't for the Pope being really sick nowadays. Which, hopefully, he's still alive by the time this episode comes out. That's all, you know, that's all I know about it, but it really deals kind of like the wheelings and dealings.
Right.
And Ralph Fiennes does a good job, and Ralph Fiennes is great at what he does. Stanley Tucci also. Stanley Tucci, I think, is underrated. What do you think?
The Tooch, yeah.
The Tooch.
The Tooch.
Tooch is loose, baby. That's a good title.
I don't know. We also had the other idea of White Tiger Deep Dive.
Deep Dive on White Tiger, yeah.
Yeah, Deep Dive on White Tiger.
Second T. How do you even spell Tucci? Isn't it T-U-U-C-I?
T-U-C-C-I.
T-double-C-I.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to translate well in words.
Huh?
Like, spelling it out, they're going to be like, the tuck is loose? They're not going to get it. By they, I mean the smart, intelligent RudeNation. Conclave, good. Woman of the Hour was fine. Let's do some RudeBoyz reacts, Tommy.
Yeah!
2 shows ended. Well, not ended, but 2 shows we want to talk about.
1 show ended.
Well, yes, that's why I redacted that.
Yeah.
I don't remember how we... Because we pre-recorded our Daredevil Born Again reacts. So I don't recall if
we don't have to go too deep into it.
Well, we're not going to, because I'm going to put that in later.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we'll talk about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man first. So spoiler alert for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and... Daredevil Born Again in a little bit, once I put that into there. I thought Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, he's so friendly. He pats you on the head. I really liked it. I think the last 3 or 4 episodes definitely was like, oh, here we go.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, no, correct.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on?
Hated the theme music. The theme song.
Okay, yes. We did talk about this, I think.
Probably.
Probably the premiere.
I talk a lot. You talk too much.
Well, don't do like a pros and cons, because we'll do what we like, what we didn't like. So.
Oh. All right, well, thanks.
We're evolving. Thanks for warning me, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I said give me your overall, like, generally, how did you feel about it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Our history with animated Spider-Man shows, obviously Spider-Man the Animated Series, right? I think I speak for both of us.
Yes. Wow, you're speaking for me now. Great.
Tom, have you seen Spider-Man the Animated Series?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So allow me to speak for us.
Yeah. Fucking great.
What else, like, new animated series?
Spider-Man?
Did you watch all of Unlimited Spider-Man? I couldn't. Too boring for me.
Too boring. Was that the one where he worked with, like, Luke Cage, White Tiger, and...
No, that's Ultimate Spider-Man?
No,
or Marvel Spider-Man? No, that's not Spectacular. I know what you're talking about.
That one I liked.
Spectacular Spider-Man I did like. I never finished it, though.
Right.
I have all the things on... Because it was on streaming, and then they pulled it. But I have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Well, you now have...
It's a hurdle.
Well, yeah.
I now have... You're right. Thanks to Tom, I have the CGI MTV continuation. Which is not good. The best thing to come out of that is Neil Patrick Harris voicing Amazing Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I think... What other animated Spider-Man have you watched any of the Amazing Friends or the 67? Or?
Oh, Amazing Friends, absolutely. Okay. Like, I watched the fuck out of that.
So
that was in syndication when I was when I was a young warthog.
So, would it be safe to say, would your favorite Spider-Man cartoon be the animated series?
Absolutely. Could
this be your second favorite?
It could
As of right now.
It could be.
I'm in the same ballpark.
It's cut better.
I'm in the same. It's what?
Cut better than the animated series.
What do you mean cut better?
You know the animated series, like, they would just recycle scenes.
See, you're not wrong, but I'm not. I remember rewatching that.
I know. It's just something fun to, like.
Oh yeah.
Poke fun at.
Even in season 1, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you introduce the Hobgoblin, so you see that classic pumpkin bomb explosion, and then every time there's an explosion, you'll see that. Fun fact: you can watch. I think it's the Insidious 6 second episode, which is a lot of S's.
Okay.
Where they're trying to chase Spider-Man, who is right now doesn't have his powers because he's having a crisis in his powers. I know, Peter Parker with a crisis. You see him chased through a warehouse and a laboratory and like a weird and like. What the fuck? And you're like, is all this here? They're just constantly reusing stuff, but whatever. I would like to. This is definitely top 3 animated. Because Spectacular Spider-Man, yes, I'm going to put an asterisk in because I did like it. I just didn't finish it.
What about Ultimate Spider-Man?
See, Ultimate and Marvel Spider-Man, like, both of them are like, those seemed interchangeable to me. One of them was really goofball.
Well, Ultimate Spider-Man was supposed to be Spider-Man 2099.
Unlimited.
Unlimited, I meant Unlimited.
I didn't finish.
No?
No, I said that.
You said you didn't finish Spectacular.
No, I said I didn't finish that. I said I couldn't finish Unlimited. I'm not going to rewind it. We're past that.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. I'm telling you right now.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong. Again, it's like the Billy Kidman shit from before.
Oh, you did say Billy Kidman.
Why would I say Billy Kidman?
Why would you say March 3rd?
God damn it. You've been watching too much Daredevil. I got lawyered right there. I think I need a bailout. Ooh, that's a good sequel title. I think I need a bailout.
I will never forget when I hit that. Fucking, you're gonna need a bailout.
Should I spell Bale B-A-L-E?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I figured. That's a callback to the real members of the RudeNation out there.
Oh man. High as fuck.
But so Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The voice cast I'm not too keen on, except for Norman. I think Norman
Cole
does a great
Domingo
job.
Is,
yes, I think he does great.
I want him as our MCU Norman.
I think the rest of the voice cast is fine.
Sounds like they're trying a little too hard to be... Like, the kid who is voicing Peter and Spider-Man, he's trying a little too hard to do Tom Holland.
Well, again, I'm sure that's the direction they're given. But,
I get it.
Whatever.
It's
I'm not... I don't hear it. But I'm also like, whatever. It's fine, you know.
I did like seeing
fucking woke this show, Mo. Let me tell you.
Oh this kid's also a clown.
Again, I think a lot of the I think they pull out. It just is what it is, you know. And again, we ranted about this last time, but like, you know, you can have a female Kurt Connors. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, who gives? You can have a black Norman Osborn. It doesn't matter unless the race ties. Listen. This is my thoughts on the matter. Mm-hmm. Unless race really ties in, race or ethnicity, if that really ties into that character's core,
okay,
then you have a reason. Or if you give me good enough reason to kind of tell the same story but different. You know how like people were saying because we've been so removed from World War II and the Holocaust that to do X-Men now, you would need a black Magneto and Professor X because it's more of a civil rights thing, you know, because like they want to take the tragedies and the situations that were in the 40s and kind of bump it up timeline wise. That's all I'm saying. Remember, people were saying like, oh, you need like a Giancarlo Esposito and a oh my god, I'm forgetting the guy's fucking name. Terrible. The actor's name. He was just in Gladiator 2, which we tried to watch. Denzel Washington. Thank you. I can't believe it. But you know what I mean? Like, you need like...
Hard disagree.
That's my opinion. If you're not...
No. Hard disagree that we're so far removed from World War II.
But, timeline. You got to look at the time, though.
Yeah,
like, Tom, when do you think World War II was?
We have, but we also have... We have Nazis...
Okay, we have Nazis now. We have Nazis now.
They're re-emerging. So guess what?
When was the Holocaust? When was the Holocaust? When was the Holocaust that Magneto was in? Fictionally, of course, because Magneto does not exist. The Holocaust does. Yeah. Because I wanted to throw the word allegedly in there, but it was because he's a fictional character.
Yeah.
The event was not fictional.
Yeah.
30s, dude. Like the 20s and 30s.
Whoa!
Like that's 100 years ago.
Okay. It still should not be forgotten because
I understand it shouldn't be forgotten.
Those things can be repeated then.
Yes, you're very right. You're very right.
I know I am.
But what I'm trying to say is the further you get away from history, clearly because history is able to be repeated upon itself, the further you get from these events, the less impact they have.
But here's the thing.
All right, is this going to be a more historical thing, or I'm just trying to tell you about fictional characters? I don't know. I feel like you're trying to make a point, and I'm like...
Move along.
All right. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. It was just my opinion, bro.
Okay,
like,
cool.
That's it.
All right, and I'm not arguing with you.
Okay.
You're still wrong.
So I think when that actor said the show's not woke, meaning that like...
No, he said he was worried the show was going to be too woke.
No, I thought he said he's glad the show is not woke. See, clearly, we don't know. We don't know
Regardless, he's still
it ain't woke,
an idiot.
but he's not...
No, I know. Shut up.
Head scratching. That's what that was. That whole...
He's not a Vodamayo, okay?
Oh my god. So you have a lot of like...
Hate?
Yes!
I know.
Give in to your
anger. You'd feel so much better if you just gave in to the hate.
No.
And just let it
what does
flow
the hate do?
Out. Because you're not bottling it up then.
But I have nothing to bottle up. I gave it up. I gave it away. I'm like Ultra Instinct Goku.
Give it away now. Give it away now.
Wow, way to quote a pedophile. Anyway, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man Really good show.
Was not expecting it.
Really good show. Really good show.
Really good show. Jesus
Should I just cut into
Christ.
Should I just cut into the Daredevil stuff
Yeah,
now?
please. Jesus.
Here we go. Daredevil reacts, everybody. Here's the RudeBoyz from the past. Alright, RudeBoyz reacts. We're going to splice this into the next episode of the RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus, which you're already hearing right now. But we wanted to get our fresh reacts for Daredevil Born Again. Came out yesterday, March 4th, in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. And we just sat and watched episodes 1 and 2. Ooh. Episode 1 entitled, oh my Christ, the IMDb stinks, Heaven's Half Hour, and episode 2 called Optics.
Does IMDb stink or do you stink?
A little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, Tommy.
Like a lot of column
So
A.
Before we get into it, we got some old fashions on deck. I don't know what we're drinking in the episode proper. Let me just do a little. I think it smells the same.
Smells like an old fashioned.
Alright, I'm gonna clink it up. It's got some orange bitters this time, which I don't usually fuck with, but here we go.
I like citrus stuff.
Right.
I can eat the fuck and drink the fuck out of citrus stuff all the time.
Okay. So this might be right up your alley.
This is tasty. That's why I was saying when you were making this one, I was just like, let's try the lemon.
We will have to try the lemon at some point.
Yeah,
or maybe just a regular ass old fashioned we'll make.
Regular ass old smoky lemon old fashioned.
So Daredevil, we've done episodes. We've done RudeBoyz Go to the Movies. We got a RudeBoyz Top 10 for Daredevil this month. We like him.
Think so.
Maybe he might not be our our top boy, but he's definitely consistently a boy.
I'd say he's probably top 3.
I would say top 3. Yeah.
I would say Spider-Man, Wolverine, Daredevil.
For you? Marvel?
For the show.
Okay.
For the podcast.
To me, he's probably top 2. Because I can see how Wolverine would fit into your...
Yeah. I will always work Wolverine in there.
Sure, I totally understand that. But we have been very hype for Daredevil Born Again. It was in the hype episode.
You don't sound so hyped about it.
I don't?
Nah.
Well, I'm a very reserved human being, Tom. I don't get emotional. I don't get excited too
You're
much.
You're a fool.
All right. See, that's your emotion at play right now, my friend. I'm a cool customer. I'm cool as a cucumber, right?
Yeah, you like your cucumbers.
You like them the long way. You like them for the shape, from what I understand. Rectally. Anyway, Daredevil Born Again. Listen.
So
I think,
fucking good.
I think when Marvel Studios got Daredevil back, and then we got him in No Way Home, Matt Murdock, and then we got Kingpin and Daredevil in Hawkeye and Echo, here and there, and a little bit anyway. And She-Hulk, thank you. Super cool. Can't wait. When they were talking about Born Again, and then they were like, we're basically rebooting Daredevil. And I was like, nah, I don't know. So you did binge watch all 3 seasons prior to watching Born Again.
I did.
That show, I mean, listen, I've only seen each season once. I think they're stellar. Don't get me wrong.
This is my 3rd time.
This is your 3rd time watching through? Nice.
Yeah.
I think they're absolutely stellar. One of the best things Marvel, television-wise, has done.
Yeah.
And now this is shaping up to be really just as good.
Yeah, and this
because of it needed that weight the Netflix show did.
Yeah.
Like, you needed the cast. Like, Vincent D'Onofrio has gone on to interviews saying as such. Like, they asked him about, like, how was it creatively before they did this, and he was like, it's not really, it was fine, it just wasn't the same, and you needed the same thing. You needed the vibe, the cast, you needed all those people to kind of carry forward. We aren't seeing a whole lot of them, which is probably for the point.
Daredevil?
Well, definitely not Daredevil yet, but I mean, as far as I guess there's going to be spoilers. We're just going to have to say, 2 hours too bad, 2 days too bad right now. Not even 2 days, but
it'll be a week too bad.
It might be a week too bad. Everybody, just go watch Daredevil. Fast forward to the next thing, because there are going to be spoilers abound.
Yeah.
as far as we knew, Vincent D'Onofrio was going to be up in the mix. Obviously, we knew Charlie Cox was going to be up in the mix, and then some new cast members, like with the gentleman being White Tiger and the gentleman being Muse, and the new love interest for Matt. But not a lot of Deborah Ann Wolf. She seemed to have, at least for now, in the first two episodes. Wool, sorry. And obviously not a lot of Foggy.
Yeah.
But, which is very confusing to me, because I thought, unless there's going to be more flashbacks or something, because I thought, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, listen, these aren't spoilers. They're just headlines I'm reading, like, from the reporter. So, like, all right, I guess.
So them going with this character, Muse, is very... Because he is such a new character. Like, he was such a new villain for Daredevil.
Well, I don't... Like Daredevil's rogues... Especially for a rebooted...
Bullseye.
You got Bullseye. Okay. Done.
Elektra.
Done. Who else?
Buzzsaw Billy.
Buzzsaw Billy, Berserker. There you go.
Stuntman.
The Owl.
So we really didn't get... We really... So, okay. So, the dude in seasons 1 and 2, who's like the other businessman that was working with Fisk.
Yeah.
Right. They mentioned his son. I was like, yo, could we see his son show up as, like, the Owl? Like, that would be pretty fucking cool to see.
Right.
I mean, we technically already kind of got Nuke. I want to say Jessica Jones.
I believe so, right? Wasn't Typhoid Mary supposedly in one of these shows, too?
So, Typhoid Mary apparently was Jessica Jones' friend.
Okay.
Even though...
I don't remember if I even saw season 2 of Jessica Jones.
Even though her friend in the comics was supposed to be Hellcat.
That I know, yes.
Yeah. But they definitely kind of made her... Or did they have a separate character for Typhoid Mary? Regardless, there was like a Typhoid Mary type of character.
Sure, got you.
Which would actually be very cool to see, because that's who...
Well, she was a mutant, so maybe they couldn't use her.
Currently is married in the comics, married to Wilson Fisk.
Yes.
Which is why he was allowed on Krakoa.
Right.
Which top 20,
doesn't mean shit anymore.
Top 10 people you didn't want on Krakoa. Probably
listen, that's... I mean, you could vent all you want about Krakoa, but the fact of the matter is they were trying to be a more accepting,
open
mutant-dom this time. But that's neither here nor there.
I like so far with these first 2 episodes of Born Again. We're not seeing a lot of Daredevil.
Yes, this is your when you play a Metroid game and you lose all your powers. Like this is how they're doing that. This is how they're teasing the balls to. Yeah,
this is when you go to fight death in Symphony of the Night and you lose all of your shit.
Oh, well, yeah, you run into death. Yeah, exactly.
I just said that.
Well, you didn't fight him. You just run into him.
I thought it was like a quick, like, couple of slashes you got on. No,
you just run. You basically bump into the hallway, and then he just like yoink. Yeah, I think I'll definitely have to come back to this idea once the show is over. But I think that scene we get in the beginning, which maybe will be a little light with spoilers for now, and then we'll get heavy into it. Was like this is how we wrap up that Netflix stuff. Yeah. And now, exactly, and then Matt's in a new firm, and Fisk is mayor, and, there's new love interests and stuff like that. And, from what I understand, the actress who was Vanessa in the Netflix shows was originally not casted. Now she's cast. And so I think these are potentially reshoots with that actress. Not entirely too sure. Maybe that's why we don't see a lot of Vanessa.
Yeah. According to Rob Crybaby Liefeld, he's saying that, this was... Before the overhaul, this was going to be a comedy.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure people were afraid of that.
I can only take everything this fucking asshole says with such a grain of salt, which we will be talking about on the episode proper.
Or we probably already have. The less I can talk about Rob Liefeld, the better.
Huh?
The less I can talk about Rob Liefeld, the better.
Well, the best is him and that douche, douche nozzle.
Save that for.
Sorry,
save it for
the
episode prior. All right.
Fucking freedom of speech.
It's not freedom of speech. I just don't want to hear it twice.
Well, you will.
I just want to hear it on air twice. How about that?
Well, you will. Right. Good thing you don't have the power of editing.
I don't want to edit. That's the thing. So, Heaven's Half Hour, episode 1. Great kickoff season.
Yeah.
Terrible ending, obviously, because
fucking they went like that first episode was like, wow, cool. You're just going just hardcore.
That's what I think they wanted to kind of like pull from the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like you got some hyper violent one scene shot practically, and basically spoiler alert, Matt giving up being Daredevil because Bullseye ends up killing Foggy.
Yeah.
We were talking about this off air, and you just rewatched everything. Poindexter didn't know that it wasn't a hit against Foggy, it doesn't seem, or a hit against Matt, aka Daredevil. It was probably a hit against maybe just the lawyers or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I mean, obviously it was a bar full of cops too.
Yeah, because.
So, I'm sure that was motivated there.
End of season 3.
Ugh, that scene. Wait, you mean like the last scene of him turning into Daredevil? Bullseye, I mean. So dumb.
Oh, I know.
Dumb.
You hate that.
Because it's such like the corniest
really
cornball.
I know. Rewatch
final like post credits.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like the Colin Farrell end scene from the Daredevil movie was better.
Like you're waiting,
dumb as it was.
Like you're waiting to hear Linkin Park at the end.
There you go. Yeah.
Of seeing Bullseye, the Bullseye in Bullseye's eye.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
Yuck.
No, because I don't know how much you remember of those seasons. Is like Fisk and Daredevil kind of come to an agreement. It's like,
yes,
look, I'm not. He's like, I'm not going to go after Foggy. But,
Yeah, basically, don't come after my people, I won't come after your people.
Exactly. Bullseye's a bit of a psycho.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
So, he could have done that on his own.
That's what I think he definitely did. Yeah. I don't think...
To kind of prove his loyalty to Fisk.
Fisk is, for better or worse, he is a
man of his word.
Yes, and I think that's what's really good about that character, is that he's fallible, even though he's a fucking asshole. He is very much like... Maybe to a lesser extent how Oz was in The Penguin. Because obviously he was... Well, I mean, he was not a man of his word. He was just trying to make...
Who, Oz?
Oz, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He was fucking wheeling and dealing everybody.
I was in Penguin was such a piece of garbage.
Oh, sure, yeah. But that was what was good about him.
Yeah. But, I mean, then, in season 2, we see him, we see Daredevil, Matt Murdock, working with one of the cops from the, from the bar.
Okay.
The guy Cherry.
Episode 2, you're talking
Episode 2,
yes. Yeah, the guy who retired, who's now basically become, like, Matt's kind of private eye sort of stuff, which is good choice of the matter. We're burying the lead, though, I think. I think a lot of... the big thing is the whole Mayor Fisk stuff.
Yeah.
Which we got a tease of after Echo, which was obviously a very... I mean, I think in the Marvel Comics, I think that definitely kind of shakes shit up a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
When Fisk became mayor.
Oh, yeah.
A very anti-vigilante slant. In these political times, whoever would fucking vote for a felon and put him into some sort of high office of power, whoever could have done something like that. At least this guy knows what he talks about. Let me put it this way. At least this guy knows how to read. We're not going to get...
I would trust Fisk over Orange Goblins.
Well, I wouldn't trust any of them. I would trust Fisk, yeah, I guess so.
I would trust Doom.
No, well, I mean, Doom would rule to be as a benevolent ruler as possible.
Yeah.
And obviously this miffs Matt because he's the fucking kingpin, So they have a little meet and greet. They're like basically kind of testing each other out, basically being like, yes, I know, what I'm capable of. You know what I know what you're capable of. You know what I'm capable of. We're just going to try to stay in each other's lane, and they're not. They're definitely not. They're going to both do shenanigans on each side.
We're not going to see Matt suit up until fully suit. Like, we saw him suit up episode 1.
Right, which again was,
We're not seeing him suit up again until, I'm going to say, at least episode 5 or 6.
Well, at the end of episode 2, we got Matt back. So basically a year has passed.
Yeah.
Between between Foggy's death and I guess the time period that this is taking place in Born Again. That's what I said. A year has passed.
Take it easy.
Okay. So this seems to be the first time he's actually getting his physical aggression out, which is good.
With with 2 cops who apparently have Punisher tattoos.
Right. Which, guess what, everybody? That's not a good guy to be fucking idolizing, you fucking spuds. Is that a slur? Is spud a slur?
No, I just wasn't expecting
Neither was I.
that word, and I love it. You fucking spuds.
You fucking spuds.
I love it. Oh, that's good. That's good shit.
Such good shit.
So yeah, in the comics, I believe there was a group called the Punisher Corps, who were like, they were like vigilantes who would wear like the Punisher like skull, and then eventually Frank Castle comes over. He goes like, no. Like, the fact that Frank Castle has to rein your ass in.
Well, even like so the scene I was thinking of when basically one of the cops goes to Punisher and he's just like, yo, check this out, I got your tattoo, and then he basically like, or like he does something and then Punisher's like, bro, if you want someone to idolize, fucking idolize Captain America. Like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing the shit so
that's
you
don't have
that's in the comics.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they did it in season 2. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. Punisher should have never been a leading man, though we will talk about some Punisher stuff in the episode if we haven't already. So he's got to deal with some dirty cops.
Yeah.
Get his little aggression out, which is cool, like we like
that stuff. I don't think
they're
dirty cops, they're just...
They were trying to kill a witness! That's pretty dirty.
Well, they're...
A-cab, Tom.
Huh?
A-cab.
Huh?
A-cab, Tom. A-cab. All cops are bad.
Oh. No, okay, I'm not going to say they're dirty. I'm going to say...
Okay. I can react how I react. I'm not trying to interrupt you, but...
They're unnecessarily violent towards someone who they believe is in the wrong. Which is much like what the Punisher does.
Sure, okay. That's how they're justifying it. Absolutely. Is the cop...
I don't think they're corrupt. I don't think the cops are corrupt.
Oh, I'm sorry they're not corrupt. They're still evil. How about that?
Like, they're not on the tape.
They went to kill a man.
Yes.
In cold blood.
Yes.
Okay, but I'm sure that maybe they're doing it for funsies. I don't care. They're still dirty cops. I'm sorry, dirty doesn't mean like,
See, when I hear dirty cops...
Fiscally irresponsible.
I mean they're on the tape. That's what I hear.
Tomato. Turns out, guess what? All cops are bad. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the sounds, the levels.
The fucking goddamn. I'm like, not even that loud either. So yeah, that should be interesting. I have a feeling Punisher has nothing to do with these.
Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. It's like I mentioned. Like, they're basically like, oh yeah, you're a vigilante I can get behind. Like, you shouldn't be getting behind any vigilante, especially if you're a man. If you are to uphold the law. Again, this is like a Captain America ideal, where like Captain America would have voted for Trump. Like, absolutely not, because he has a certain ideal. Punisher has a certain ideal.
I don't even think Punisher would have voted for Trump.
No, absolutely not.
He hates fucking rapists.
Well, he's been arrested several times. I don't think he can vote.
Well, I mean, as far as we know, the current administration might have voted
for him.
Yeah,
fair. I'm sure they'll come to a scene where they might be like, "Hey, fucking don't. What is wrong with you?" And we know John Barnthal's upcoming in this season, so that's cool. Someone we got to mention, obviously, that this big case that's happening is dealing with White Tiger.
Right.
Another vigilante that they really just kind of like said, which I like, you know, like you don't need a big origin story for White Tiger, you know. In the first scene or the first part of episode 1, you were like, oh yeah, White Tiger's vigilante, you know, blah blah blah. Like he's established, done.
I don't think it's the guy who's in jail. I think he's covering for his wife.
Maybe.
Because every time I've seen White Tiger, it's always been a woman.
I think the first White Tiger was a dude.
Was it? Okay.
I think it's one of those things.
Again,
and then,
it's
like,
White Tiger. I don't I don't
yeah.
deep dive on White Tiger.
Deep dive on White Tiger.
Sorry,
I'm gonna have to save that for the episode title. But yeah, so
you're gonna have to go back to this and possibly listen. Nope,
I'm gonna write it in the notes right now. But the fact of the matter is that White Tiger was trying to save some guy from getting beaten up, who he does. In the what happens in the outcome is a police officer falls into the tracks, and now the gentleman who plays White Tiger, whom has passed, so you know, rest in power. He is now being charged as killing a cop, and then once you get that going, then like Cherry was saying to White Tiger's wife, is that once that machine starts rolling, there's no stopping it. You know?
Right.
So Matt's got to work extra hard to do the right thing, which is what Matt Murdock does.
Yeah.
So that Catholic guilt.
The old Catholic guilt. We do get to see Fisk pulling some kingpin shit.
Yes. No, you need that.
So, like, you know, he goes to the cop's funeral.
Yeah.
And the commissioner's just like, yeah, we'll have a meeting after the funeral.
Yeah.
Like, and then the commissioner comes in and, like, kingpin blackmailing.
Yeah.
When the commissioner wanted to quit. He's like, oh, overtime? Nope.
Yeah. Basically, you're going to work for me with less than what you have, and you're gonna do it. That's some kingpin shit. He didn't fucking get. He basically was like, listen, I got eyes on your family. You're staying,
and your illegitimate family.
Well, I don't think it was illegitimate.
I don't know. Fisk said he.
I don't think he wanted them in the public eye. That's the thing. Like, I think he just wanted his family to be. You know, that's what I think he was getting at. Yeah. I don't think it was an illegitimate thing. I think it was just a matter of, like, he's a police commissioner. Obviously, he doesn't want his family to be right by his side, you know, but Fisk found him. So.
Right. Of course he did.
Yeah, of course he did, because he's fucking Fisk, man. He dots his I's and crosses his T's.
Better mayor than the current one.
Yeah, God. Both fucking criminals.
They really are. Like, at least Fisk is, like, a criminal in your face. Like,
I don't want any criminals.
Hey, look. I'd rather have.
You know what? How about no criminals? How about that? How about no criminals? Wouldn't that be a good idea? Is that realistic? No.
But guess what? If I'm gonna have a criminal, I'd rather him be in my. Fuck. Never mind.
All right.
Current administration.
There you go. There you go, buddy. But that seems to be like the big lawyer storyline for Matt. So far. Again, we're only 2 episodes in.
Well, for all we fucking know, going back to White Tiger, his partner could be White Tiger for all we fucking know.
You're not, again...
like, we don't know. We don't know. And then, like... I don't know. There are so many... Like, they introduced 3 different people that could be the character Muse. Who's supposed to be, like, I guess his, his non-Fisk enemy.
Right.
You know, you had the guy at the book signing.
I think it was the guy at the book signing. I think that kid.
I don't know. I'm also
that kid was in Wednesday. That's what I looked him up.
Oh, was he?
Looked very familiar. I think he was the boyfriend in Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
I think the guy who turned into, like, the big monster.
Yeah.
I think that's who that was.
I was also like, oh, could it be the fucking, like, new Wesley type character?
I don't think it's him.
It's definitely not James Gandolfini's son.
No, definitely not James Gandolfini's son. Whom I'm calling now, I think, is Fisk's bastard child.
Yeah, I don't know when he would. Yeah. I don't know. They never show Fisk as a sexual creature until Vanessa.
You said that again. They don't show that either.
Yes, he do.
He could have fucked some chick like 20 years ago.
They show him and Vanessa banging in fucking season 2, guy.
All right, listen, I guess you know best.
I do.
Maybe I blocked it out.
Yeah, well, you don't want a picture of Mrs. D'Onofrio banging.
I do not want that. Hey, I'm good with that, my dude. But yeah, I mean, he could have fucked some chick 20 years ago, and then out comes out fucking.
Yeah,
James
I don't know, man.
Son.
I think Vanessa was his first sexual encounter.
You want to make a gentleman's agreement on this? Just do like a $20 bet. You want to bet something else?
You want a lot of money.
All right, you want to bet something else? You want to bet like a fucking?
No, we'll do 20.
$20 bet. I'm calling by the end of the season. If this happens, obviously, in season 2, I lose or whatever. I'm thinking by the end of season 1, it is revealed. I will go all in. Revealed that kid is the Kingpin's son.
And I'm saying he's not.
By the end of season 1. Okay. If it happens in season 2 or a fucking tie-in comic, I don't care. It's not the bet.
Right.
The bet is as such.
Whoa! What the fuck is that?
I was doing like because an actual. This is our handshake. That was a business handshake.
No, that's still all encompassing.
Okay, cool. We pushed our penises together. That's what happened.
We docked.
That's it. That's what that's called.
I like docking.
But so we're gonna talk about. I think we'll talk about Daredevil after the season ends.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not always like, oh, did you see what happened to Daredevil? Like, no, we gotta. We'll let this build up. They're doing
build me up, buttercup.
They're doing the weekly thing. And except for on I think March 25th. But we are very excited. It's gonna be a long haul, baby.
I'm here.
Excuse me.
And I hope each episode is just as long.
Yeah, hour long, and like 59 minutes or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it would take away a couple minutes from intro.
I mean, I think the Netflix ones were like 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah. A little too long. I don't know. I think the Netflix stuff was a little more like they really tuned up the drama. And maybe I'm just excited to see these characters like rolling now. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like,
see,
Kingpin, they're all in the MCU now.
Yeah,
you know, they already mentioned sort of Spider-Man a little bit.
I know, and I really. So, I do know that they're talking about bringing back the Defender characters.
Right.
I don't bring them back this season.
I think they'll get teased. I think you might get a cameo.
I think we'll get a cameo with Jessica Jones. Because they were closer than the others.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't Jessica Jones in one of the seasons? Or am I...
No.
Oh, was Matt in
Matt was in one of the seasons of Jessica Jones.
Gotcha.
Now, with season 2, if Fisk is still mayor, you could show Luke Cage going for the mayorship. And honestly, I would like to see them have Luke Cage and Jessica Jones married.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Like I said, as far as the Netflix shows are concerned...
Well, I could tell you why not. Because Disney is back down on DEI.
Well, that's not DEI. That's that's their actual comic book.
Yeah.
Character. If they were to recast,
but they're like interracial. We can't have that.
I mean, it is accurate to the law.
It is accurate to the law.
Listen, I would say the law.
I meant law.
I know what you meant. But I can still ridicule you.
I know. Well, big fucking shocker, Chris ridiculing me.
Wow. All right. It's therapy.
Anyway.
My
best friend called me out.
Real quick, the Death Battle, the newest Death Battle on YouTube that Screw Attack did or whatever. It's Spawn versus Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Because they're both like, you know, empowered by hell powers or whatever.
Yeah.
So they talk about Johnny Blaze's origin, and that his adopted father was like Crash Simpson or something like that. So they would talk about like, and then Crash lived up to his namesake by getting cancer, which I guess, and so Johnny dealt with this anyway.
That was the movie.
Well, they're probably pulling from a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't know.
I'm pulling off from the movie, but anyway.
Never mind. You know what? Fuck it. This isn't the fucking... I'll just have to show him. But anyway, we're going to talk more about Daredevil. As far as the Defenders characters go, it really should have just been Daredevil. And kind of that's it. But, you know, we didn't need shows about Iron Fist. Should have been a Heroes for Hire show from the get. I'm glad the Jessica Jones story existed. But,
even Luke Cage, I liked the Luke Cage story.
They juiced that fruit as much as they could.
Actually, season 1 could have just been Luke Cage, and then season 2 could have been Heroes for Hire.
I'm with you, man. Yeah. I'm with you. Like, I do not want to watch a show starring Iron Fist.
Like, you could have done one full season of Luke Cage, one full season of Iron Fist.
No.
Which you just...
Disagree. Unless he fought Fin Fang Foom, I don't care.
Well, Fin Fang Foom was alluded to.
Yeah, I know they did. They didn't give me Fin Fang Foom.
But, like... But then, like, you know, season... Like, you could have just done, like, 2 seasons of Heroes for Hire, which I would have been fine with.
Make it a little fucking buddy cop, man. Have them do, like, a fucking... Like, fucking She-Hulk. Have every episode just be like, all right, we gotta go get fucking Stiltman. I keep bringing up Stiltman because he's such a C-lister. We gotta get Big Wheel.
We gotta go fucking beat up Turk.
Yeah. Or all the wrecking crews in town.
Yeah.
These kids... But anyway, we're going to talk more about Daredevil. I want to talk about Daredevil one more time. I'm sorry. Are we past the point in the MCU where we don't talk about the snap anymore? Seems like it, right?
It seems like it, because it's like, get over it. Yeah. It happened.
I think narrative-wise, you know, that was such a huge moment in that world.
Did they mention it in New World Order?
No. Brave New World? No.
Brave New World, yeah.
I think the last time it was ever mentioned was in Eternals.
Yeah.
Talking about obviously the blip, everyone coming back. Like, I don't remember, and obviously maybe here and there, like, I don't know. But that was, everybody was talking about, like, because when they got Daredevil, and canonically both Daredevil and Kingpin survived the snap. What happened to everybody else, I don't know. People were saying, like, what kind of scene would it be if Daredevil was out doing his vigilante stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, where'd everybody go? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be interesting to see a street level character, what was going on at that point.
Or,
you know what I mean?
Or if he got snapped.
I literally just said canonically he survived the snap.
Who said that?
It's out there. It's because I guess once Matt Murdock was in the MCU via No Way Home, everyone was like, "Oh, Kevin Feige, did he survive? Did he survive?" And he probably said yes. He obviously said yes because that's what they say happened.
That ruins my joke.
Well, good. Goodbye. That's been our reacts. Nope, it's ruined. And we're back. Thanks, guys. Let me just write that. Hour 9. Yes. So, we watched a lot of stuff. We liked a lot of stuff.
We did, yes. We'll probably be watching more stuff, playing more stuff.
Doing more stuff.
Yeah,
we got a whole bunch of RudeBoyz to go to the movies on deck. Yeah. Dom, you lived them already. It's okay. You don't have to go back. Except, we're looking at Craven right there.
I was at a restaurant this week, and they had Venom the Last Dance on, and I was just like, oh.
I've never seen this movie.
Kind of, sort of, vaguely, no.
one part of your brain was, hey, I saw this. This is a classic. The other part is like,
totally forgot that fucking, what's his nuts? Kirk Connors was in that.
Yeah, he was the hippie.
Yeah, I know.
He's in it too much. I remember that. He's like, why are you still here? Like, I thought this was just a fun, like silly cameo. And I don't even think he's, like, Kurt or whatever. Like, he's not, like, a variant. I think he's just that actor playing somebody different.
He had one arm, though, right?
I don't think so. No, we didn't know. Tom, I saw this movie once. You saw it twice.
No, I barely saw it twice. I don't want to go back and watch it.
Well,
I may have to.
No, don't. Anyway.
No, don't.
Listen, we might have to do a fucking Sony postmortem, because after we do, we got Morbius, which was fine.
What? Baron Mordo was in it?
Remember when I was... Baron Mordo was in it, yeah. Remember when I was saying that?
Oh, you played a character named Martin.
Yeah, that's right there, Mordo. It's right there.
No. Ray Fiennes.
Oh, Ralph Fiennes.
Right, whatever. The fucking
Kirk Connors.
Yeah, not Kirk Connors.
Reese Eden, whatever it is. Yeah. When I was saying in the RudeBoyz top 10 about when Matt Murdock showed up in No Way Home. Spoiler alert for RudeBoyz top 10. How Sony took the opportunity and actually did something good with it.
Yeah.
A lot of that is probably at Marvel Studios. The opposite is said for Madam Web. Like you had the opportunity, then you just were like, I'm going to go that way. I'm going to go that way.
We will constantly shit on Madam Web any chance we get.
It's just like, it's not even worth it. It's like, it's like...
And on that note...
That'll do it for the RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus. Thank you guys for joining us. Like I said in the intro, follow us on our Discord, follow us on our social media page, hit us up on Twitch, hit us up on all these things. We love to hear from you. We love to get these interactions. We love to learn and evolve with you guys. So that's all I got to say. I'm Sherm.
I'm Tom.
And this has been the RudeBoyz Power Hour Plus.
Woo.
Bye, guys.
This has been a presentation of the RudeBoyz Podcast Network.
Oops.